Now let's see a different type of data type, which is enum. So if you are using SQLite, you will not have enum database, which is not supported. So depending on database you are using, there are some types which might not be supported. But enum type is supported in PostgreSQL, MySQL, or any other database. Only SQLite, it will not be available. So let's see how to use enum data type. So let's say you have gender. So you have some column in your table. Let's say employee. You are also storing gender of that particular employee. So you create gender, and instead of saying string, so you can enter when you type string, it will be any value. You can enter any value. So it's not good to display or add any value in this particular gender field. So you can create enum here. So let's define enum below, and we can call it gender. So for this enum, you can have two values, male and female. So it's common to give names in capital, values in capital case. Now here I can specify gender. So now this gender, so now this gender column will be of type gender. So either it can take value of male or it can take female. So now we have changed the schema. So let's synchronize this with the database. So you can see it's taking some time now because we are now connecting to the cloud database. So it's not quick. Now we can see you are getting some warning here because now we have added some extra fields. So there might be some data loss. Say yes here. Now you can see Prisma client is created. So we'll not be using Prisma Studio because it will be slower. We'll directly use their own tables. So now let's also restart the application. So make sure you first push these changes. Otherwise, when you try to access here, you will not be able to add that extra column. So now the application is started. Let's refresh here. You can see now argument gender is missing. So while adding, you have to add that gender now. And what will be the value? So you can see whenever I add here, trying to add, you automatically get suggestion. So that is the advantage of using enum and the TypeScript. So when you are using TypeScript, you will automatically get the suggestion. So you can only give values either male or female in capital. You cannot use small case. This will give you error. You can see male is not assignable to gender. So using TypeScript helps to identify what value you can also give. And enum is useful, so you don't add some invalid value. So let's save this, and you can see it's compiled. So if I go here and refresh, so let's refresh the entire page because now we have added some extra schema change. So when schema is not changed, you can use normal refresh. So here is the refresh. But when you change any schema, make sure to have complete page refresh so you will get the updated columns. So now you can see science is there and employee table. You can see now gender is added. So now we have this gender of male. And now as it's enough, you can also select from here. So you can also change this value. So that is the advantage of using enum. So when it's enum, you can click and change its value. So that's how you can use Prisma. So you can see now you also get that entire record. So because we are using here point many to get the entire information. So you can see gender of male. So that's how you can work with the enums in your database. Depending on which database you are using, you need to check whether it supports or not. So usually most of the databases support enum, so you don't have to worry. So instead of gender, you might also have week information. So let's say you want to store which is the week day. So it might be Sunday, Monday, like that, Tuesday, like that. So you can create this data and you can say day, weekday, or like this. You can create different type of enums. So enum is useful, so you don't add some random value. So when you say string, you can add any value, but when you say enum, you will get type suggestion while adding that data, as well as you can give some clear value, so you don't add some random value. So that's it for this video.